know what you are. I know exactly what you are. Cute little Miss Little. Let me fix every single grammar mistake on my essay. And your essay. And the kid across the class's essay. I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you live with yourself. But since you're here, let me dissuade you. Allow me to dissuade you from the concept of perfectionism itself. Now, if you're here, you likely use it as a label of, perhaps not of self-hatred, but just it's the thing that's keeping you from having fun in life, whether you want to state that or not. It's the thing that's eating at you, but also fulfilling your need for academic validation. And I'm just here with my little list. I wrote down. Personally, I'm not a perfectionist. It's weird. Like I love academic validation as much as the next person, but if I'm forced into a box of rules that no one even really set for me, that my own subconscious set for me, I think I'd die. I think I'd have a different personality. I don't think I'd be here doing this, breaking rules, doing things like talking to my computer in my closet is pretty out there for me, but you're different. If you don't imagine yourself doing something, it's not gonna happen. And those really high expectations you set for yourself still have to happen regardless. And when they don't, you fall into a spiral. I've watched it happen to multiple people. I know you're kind, and you scare me, because what a mental prison that must be. Now, I'm not saying this because I think you're evil, or I don't think you necessarily have a victim complex, but you might. Who said that? Sorry. But here are a few things that I would like to say to dissuade you from your perfectionistic box. Perhaps to implore you to go outside and do something you wouldn't normally do, wear something you wouldn't normally wear. And for the love of God, please stop. Please stop correcting my grammar over text. The things I do, that's my number one pet peeve right now. My number one pet peeve changes daily, but that's what it is right now. Because of you. This is your fault. Anyway, the first thing I wrote down was, perfectionism is the root of all unconstructive criticism. And what I mean by this is that it's kind of self-explanatory, but to further dissect that, I don't know, it's like giving yourself bad advice. It's lying to your mindset. It's changing your mindset. Subconsciously, of course. You wouldn't tell yourself you're bad. Why did you only make a 99 when you could have made it 100? And hey, I've been there too. But that's because I make dumb mistakes. You over-articulate. You overanalyze. You spiral. Because you are not perfect. And the lie of being perfect it's what's keeping you from maybe not necessarily getting that 100, but it's keeping you from getting over the irrational fear that the 99 is what's going to keep you from your full potential, or your future, or the love of your parents. I don't know. Second thing. It hinders being a perfectionist. It hinders your ability to be realistic, honey. It hinders your common sense. And I mean, that kind of ties back into lying to your own brain, and it's all making you dumber. I don't know why you do it. I know it's so subconscious that you really don't know what to do with yourself. But you gotta wake up one day and realize it's ruining your life. It's ruining your life to spiral over the 99. If having the complete points on something is the only thing that's gonna fulfill you, or having only A's and never allowing yourself to have B's or C's, or bad days, or awkward conversations, or a bad hair day. I don't know. If you have to put on this perfect face all of the time, how can you be real with yourself? How can you be real with anyone? How can you be realistic? There is no logic here that you claim to have. There is none. The third thing is it's really bad. It takes away all of your options. I don't know how you do anything. Like, I love you, Queen, but I don't know how you get out of bed in the morning if you're not gonna if you know you're not gonna meet your own standards by the end of the day. Like, I'm not saying I don't set standards for myself, but I know I can't be perfect because no human is perfect. Like, life is worth getting out of bed for when you realize it's about the mistakes, and it's about learning to correct the mistakes. You know, that journey is what, and those moments are what make us our is what makes our brain develop. And I just think that's so important. If you leave that part out and expect to be perfect every time, maybe because you think it's right to do the right thing, or, whether you have that moral obligation, or it's just so built into your system, or you're putting on a face for other people of being perfect, like, then what are you living for? Because you don't have options anymore. You can't, if you box yourself in, you can't try on new clothes. You can't go up to new people and start new conversations. You're controlled by fear when you think you're controlled by your achievements or how you come across or whatever perfectionism makes you do. I need you to stop being controlled by the future version of you need to happen for you to feel secure. Because that takes away and that limits who you can be and what you can do in the present. And when free will is how we live, free will is the fuel of the human experience, then you're only living a very small portion of the human experience, and it's driving you insane. I don't want that for you. I don't think anyone wants that for you. I don't think your friends, your mom, your dad, your cousin, no one wants that for you in any universe. Because, and you shouldn't want it for yourself. If you keep putting that label on yourself, you are defined by a standard you can never reach. And we as humans, we're not standards, we're souls. And souls, in my opinion, souls are what make us individualistic. And the choices we make determines our individualism. And when you're a perfectionist, you don't become an individual anymore. You become a slave to what you think you should be and what your individual should look like. When really, if it's unattainable, it's a non-individual. It doesn't exist, you know? But I know I can't relate to you. We can't relate to each other. And that's okay. But let me just tell you, I've never been a perfectionist, but I have been afraid of things, of dumb things, of irrational things, when I know there's nothing really that's going to be wrong, because God would never let anything bad happen to me. Like, you will go through tough times, and you will endure embarrassing moments and have pitfalls, But when I say nothing bad is going to happen to you and God's not going to let anything bad happen to you, what I'm saying is that He's given you nothing to be afraid of. If you make up the fear in your head, then you're going to look for the fear. And the fear is going to always exist because you're always trying to outrun the fear. And when it already doesn't exist, you've already won the battle, but you're making it exist. And so you're constantly losing. I'm sitting in my closet right now, and this is so off topic, but in tech theater last year, we had like the props unit, and I made Marceline's bass axe from Adventure Time out of freaking styrofoam. Let me tell you why this is relevant. I slaved over this sucker. I've never been so passionate about anything. Like, the teacher came in one day and he was like, "Oh, are you working on your child again?" And I'm like, "Yes, I'm working on my child again." Like, I was a mother at that point, which was not on the bingo card, trust, but that's how much I loved that project. But so it was like a competition between the whole class of who had the best prop. And when I went the day they were judging, when I went into the workshop, like one of the little tuners, I don't know what they're called. The spinny things at the top of guitars, the little metal spinny things. Those, one of them was missing. And I was terrified. I was sweeping the shop to find the one that popped off. Now, it is styrofoam and hot glue, but like the rest of them stayed. So I don't whatever. But it looks so dumb now cuz I couldn't find it and I didn't have time to make another one. So I took tinfoil cuz that's also gray, I guess. Definitely not the same gray, not the point. And I hot glued that to the it looks so dumb. I can't. Uh then I hot glued on the strings, which are made of fishing line, but they're so loose and they look even dumber. Like when I put those two things on, the rest of it is so cool, but like it's really bad. I'll put it on screen. But even though he never announced who won, even though I was convinced up until the last 30 minutes that I was gonna win. Like I wanted this project to be perfect. I can't lie. This was a perfectionism moment for me. But it doesn't it doesn't matter cuz I was in such a flow state, such a creative mind space when I was making it. It was so therapeutic to let my creativity out in this brand new way because I don't usually work in the 3D. I usually sketch. I love drawing people, but to bring something from my favorite show to life was just so fun. So even though it looks really, really, really stupid, it's such a good memory and such a good reminder that I don't need to be perfect to have fun. You don't need to be perfect to do anything. Because humans aren't perfect. You're already doing everything not perfectly. Why would you let that be a pitfall when you can let that be an asset? And that's what I want to leave you with. Thank you for coming to the dumpster. It's been a wonderful time. It's been fun. Stop being a perfectionist. You're weird.